Yo, we are back. Today we are going to be checking out this beauty right here, the Brunswick Attitude Control. So again, I am not the greatest urethane thrower, but I have a purple, had the pink one, had the red, so I guess I've learned to get better at throwing urethane. But yeah, so I'm very excited to see what this one really performs like, and I hope you guys like what you see. So if you want to support the channel, hit that like, subscribe button. It goes a huge and a long way to help and support continue doing what we're doing over here. So yeah, man, if you want to purchase any of the balls, use the links below. So do that. They're there. Again, help support the channel. So that's about it. We do have the dark web and the ocean vibe coming, and then a messenger solid. They just dumped everything out here, so you're going to see a lot of reviews here over the course of the next couple of weeks. So that's it. Let's get to the lanes, y'all. All right, later. So here we have it. The layouts slightly different. I had this purple pretty much since it originally came out. I never really threw it that much. I don't generally throw a ton of urethane, but the first thing that I do want to talk about is how good this ball looks. Like, this ball really looks good when you pick it up in your hands and you see it, that red Pearl Urethane. Like, it just looks really good. But yeah, the sawgrass lanes, this is a fresh house shot. Typically there's a lot of volume, and that's what's out here. So these balls aren't as necessary to throw on this much volume, especially when you tug left. They kind of lay there, but as long as I sat it to the right, it hooked. But you'll see a couple shots just because I have to see like how much does it hook. I try to move it a little bit left and see what it does, and it's not meant for that. Like, it needs to stay to the right to have a wrinkle of hooking, and that's just what these Pearl Urethane cover stocks do. But yeah, man, overall impressions is this ball's good. I think this will be the Pearl that I carry around, the urethane Pearl I carry around. But mind that shot, this is exactly what I mean. I moved left and it didn't hook. Like, and I was like, well, just for so I tried. I threw two of them. But as we compare it to the goat of urethanes, the purple hammer, yeah, the purple is definitely cleaner. It gets down the lane a little bit easier, and that's to be expected. That core is not as tumbly as what that attitude control is. That's exactly, I think, the game plan for this ball is something to give you a little more versatility. People who don't have as much hand can get this ball to stand up in those tougher conditions. So yeah, like, same thing. If I moved it left, again, it's just gonna go through and not really hook as much. But when I did sit it to the right inside the friction, it hooked. Like, it did. Couple, hooked too much. But again, me just trying to see what works, and that's really what this is about. Like, I'm not trying to shoot 300 here. I was simply trying to test the limits. And I know some people watch the videos and be like, well, Charles, you didn't strike every time. Like, I'm like, well, I'm not. I'm testing the ball. I'm trying to see what's its limitations. What is it supposed to do? What can it do? So that's why you see me not strike every time, guys. Like, I can be accurate, and that is part of what's coming up here next. I will get you guys a couple ball reviews that are gonna be a little bit different. With me, trying to actually put a bunch in a row, a bunch of strikes in a row. That is just so you can see, like, I can be accurate. But yeah, the purple, it loved that the straighter angles. So let's look at these numbers. It has the same core that was in the Hero, the attitude control, and that put us with an RG of 2474 and a differential of 047, and this one is finished at 500 1000. The purple hammer has a classic LED core with a RG of 2650 and a differential of 015. I do use 15 pounds, so these are the numbers for both of these balls. And this ball, the actual Purple Hammer, is finished at 500, 1000, 2000 out of box. I had hit this ball again with 1000. That is, again, to make everything equal, and then also for urethane purposes, I think you shouldn't go anything above 1000, honestly, because it's going to lane shine so fast. Like, you have to use something really, really dull to actually make it usable, to keep it usable, I should say. But they both have the urethane pearl cover stock, and I think that is the quintessential component of a urethane ball, is that cover stock, and it just makes sense. So I tried to get you a couple flare lines. It was kind of hard to see. These colors didn't make it that easy to grab it, but I wanted you guys to see. This one did flare more. Part of that is because it is pin up, and again, just it has more increased flare lines because of stronger drilling, where my Purple Hammer, which you're going to see right here popping up, the flare lines are a little tighter. And again, you can't see it as great, but I still wanted to put that on there so you can try to see it a little bit. But yeah, both of these balls succeeded a lot more when I played straighter. And again, I'm still sliding 20 ish, and then trying to lay it down around that 10 line. Some are a little bit heading out, and some of them are a little in. The attitude when I sat it in the oil a little bit more direct, it worked. And then some that if I leaked it out a little too far right, it's not reactive, so it's not going to hook. And again, this house specifically does not have that much built-in friction, like some houses like AMF Pleasant Valley, which you've seen a lot of my other videos at, had a lot more friction. So again, the Purple Hammer there hooked a ton, hooked a lot more than what you're currently seeing on the screen. But yeah, man, like, this is a no-brainer. If you are a tournament goer on tough stuff, you need to have one of these in your bag. This is another option, especially if you weren't the biggest fan of the Black Widow, the pink one. This is a better option. Like, just be honest. So yeah, man, I try to move around with these balls, and again, they're not meant for that. It's really just get right and adjust your hand position, adjust your speed. That's really what you do here. These balls go through the pins really well when you're in the right part of the lane, and this is kind of what that old school guys really talk about. Like, you got to be able to adjust your hand. But yeah, man, so that's it, man. If you like the jersey, use the links below. If you want to purchase this ball, use the links below. That's all I got for you today, man. Attitude control, man. We have more on the way. All right, appreciate it.